Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode corporate filings so you don't have to. Today we're diving into a filing from Bespoke Extracts, and let me tell you, it's a bit like finding a $20 bill in your old coat, but then realizing you owe someone 30. In short, Bespoke Extracts, a company in the cannabis space, just filed a report detailing some changes to their financial obligations, specifically involving unpaid rent and some promissory notes, which are like IOUs. So let's break it down. First up, the big news: Bespoke Extracts, or rather their subsidiary Bespoke Extracts Colorado, has made an agreement with their landlord WL Holdings. This agreement involves a lease they have for a property and some money owed. So, Bespoke Extracts Colorado had some trouble paying their rent. As of the end of December in the year 2024, they owed their landlord $169,000. Instead of just leaving it as unpaid rent, they decided to convert it into a promissory note. Think of a promissory note as a formal written promise to pay back the money. Now, here's where it gets a little more interesting. At the same time, the landlord, WL Holdings, owed money back to Bespoke Extracts through some promissory notes that the landlord had previously issued to the company. Both parties agreed to extinguish or cancel those older debts owed to Bespoke Extracts as of the end of December 2024. On top of that, they also agreed to change the original lease agreement, lowering the monthly rent to $4,000 starting in January of the following year. This likely eases some of the immediate financial pressure on Bespoke Extracts Colorado. It's a way of saying, okay, let's make this more manageable for you moving forward. Now let's focus on the new promissory note that Bespoke Extracts Colorado issued to their landlord. As we said, it's for $169,000, representing the unpaid rent. Here are the key terms. The full amount, including any interest that has built up, is due by the end of December in 2030. That's a few years out. And there's an interest rate of 10% per year, which started building up at the end of December 2024 to be paid each month. So Bespoke Extracts Colorado will be paying interest every month in addition to eventually paying back the $169,000. So what does this all mean? Well, on the surface, it looks like Bespoke Extracts is restructuring some of its debt obligations. They're converting past due rent into a formal loan with a payment plan. On one hand, it buys them time and reduces their immediate expenses by lowering the rent. On the other hand, they're taking on a new debt with interest which will need to be repaid. Now, let's step back and look at what this tells us about Bespoke Extracts as a whole. The fact that they needed to convert unpaid rent into a promissory note suggests they've been struggling with cash flow. Cannabis companies can face unique challenges in raising capital and managing their finances, and this might be a sign of those challenges. The renegotiated lease with a lower rent is a positive sign, as it will reduce their monthly expenses and help them better manage their cash flow. However, the new promissory note comes with a 10% interest rate. This is a relatively high rate, which suggests that Bespoke Extracts may not have had many other options for raising capital. The high interest rate will increase their overall debt burden and could make it more difficult for them to achieve profitability in the long run. It is good to see management taking actions to restructure its obligations, but the longer-term viability of the company is not clear. There are other competitors in the space, and while the company has taken efforts to reduce expenses, there is risk the obligations will be hard to fulfill in the future. Given the limited visibility into future cash flows and the high level of uncertainty, it's difficult to assign a precise valuation to Bespoke Extracts. However, based on the information available, a fair price range for the stock might be between $0 and 1 cent. Given the current situation, I'd lean towards a slightly bearish outlook on Bespoke Extracts. While the restructuring efforts are positive, the underlying financial challenges and the high interest rate on the new debt raise concerns about the company's long-term prospects. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next Corporate Decoder episode.